Now that you have a basic coverage of terms and ideas, let's take a moment and focus on how to speak to and about trans people.
Hey, Maybe.
Hi.
So now that we have all of these terms, how do we actually refer to trans people?
You mean pronouns?
Yeah, those.
Okay, so for those of you who weren't great in grammar class, pronouns are the words that we use to refer to somebody instead of their name. He, him, his, she, her, hers, they, them, theirs, ze, here, heres, ze, zir, them, squee, squir, swers. We all have pronouns, and we all have the right to choose which ones people use when referring to us.
Okay, so but how do we know which pronouns to use?
That's easy. Ask.
Side note, grammar. Yes, they works as a singular pronoun. It might feel clunky at first, but you get used to it. They were at a party last night. Z is one of my friends. Practice.
Trans people would so rather you ask their pronouns than to skirt around them or use the wrong ones.
But are pronouns really important?
Yes. It can be wonderful and liberating when somebody uses the right pronouns. It can also be devastating when they use the wrong ones. Your words have a major impact on the person you're speaking about. And if you make a mistake, just apologize, correct yourself, and move on. It's not the mistake that matters so much as how you deal with that mistake. Also, refer to a person the way that they want to be referred to. Call somebody by the name they've introduced themselves with. If that name changes, stop using the old one. Your joy for calling somebody that name should not outweigh that person's right to be called what they want to be called.
Can you call me Becky? Rebecca sounds like my mother.
Sure. Hey, Rebecca, how's it going?
Hey, can you call me Becky?
Nope, too confusing. Bye, Rebecca.
Don't be that person. To refer to a trans person by their birth name when they've changed their name in any context is not only blatantly rude, but can be really triggering, and ultimately tells the person that you don't agree with who they are. This is what many people refer to as a dead name, the name that they were assigned at birth that they no longer want to use. Also, pronouns aren't necessarily indicative of gender identity. If somebody uses she, her, her pronouns, she doesn't necessarily identify as a binary woman. Likewise, binary men are not limited to using he, him, his pronouns.
Also, some people change their pronouns, and that's completely acceptable. Identities are constantly fluctuating, and pronouns can reflect that. As a general rule, you should always use the most recent pronoun someone has told you they identify with. And if you're not sure, just ask. Most people would much rather have you ask than assume.
And for the record, a person isn't transgendered or cisgendered. Those words are adjectives, and they can't be put in the past tense. We're either transgender or cisgender. Also, try to avoid the term transgenders when referring to us. We're transgender people. Referring to us as transgenders makes it sound like we're nothing but our gender identity. And believe me, we are so much more. Just follow the basic rule of thumb. Call people what they want to be called. Now, obviously, there is so much more that we could cover, but lucky for you, there are more episodes. So follow us on YouTube and like the Honest Accomplice Theater Facebook page and stay tuned for more.